So in the start of 2024, I got three rejection from the university just because of I did 15 years of education, not a
Hmm.
16th year. I was so demotivated at that time that nothing is going to happen. After 5 minutes, she went blank. Like she was on silent for 2 to 3 minutes. I was questioning myself like what went wrong. So after 2 3 minutes of silence, she suddenly started bombarding the questions like what happened after the acceptance. Don't just think that everything will happen very smoothly. Like process becomes so hectic, you think that just give up on this.
Okay, so welcome back to our channel. And there were so many questions कि यार education loan and then gold loan के साथ तो acceptance is very difficult. आपको visa मिल ही नहीं सकता. Well, sitting with me today is Sayali here, and she has got visa with gold loan, education loan combined. इन्होंने तो वो इतना amount भी show नहीं किया था for her visa process. And yes, her visa interview is little bit on a funnier side. So watch this video till the end because there are so many things to discuss with her. So yes, we should get started now. ओके वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल वंस अगेन एंड आज के इस वीडियो में बिल्कुल वो इंटरव्यू सीरीज से लेकर हियर्स अनदर सक्सेस स्टोरी एंड विद मी सिटिंग टुडे इज सयाली एंड सो यस अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम सयाली.
Thank you. Thank you so much
Okay, so to
for having
start
me.
with I would like a small introduction from your side.
Yeah, so my name is Saili Khoth. I am from Pune, Maharashtra, and I applied for University of Milan and successfully recently got my visa approved from Mumbai Consulate.
So how does it feels to be in your favorite university which you wanted to go? Must be on the seventh sky.
Yeah, I am right now feeling so excited. I'm kind of nervous that days are just coming and coming so early. I just have a 1 month in my hand, but actually, I'm so excited for this because it's my dream. I was seeing from last 8 to 9 months, so finally, it's coming into reality. So it's overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. The new experience you are going to receive, and yes, a new life to
Yeah,
begin with.
yeah, exactly.
All right, all right. So without wasting any time, straight to the point that we mainly discuss on is about the visa process. So after getting the
Yeah.
admission and all that part is done, now the main part begins of the documentation. So how did you manage that part? Like there are so many things happening in that.
I think I started for my funding documentation, like after the academics and everything. Uh, like basically, I did my HRD and MA apostille on my degree and transcripts. So after the academic things, I started collecting the documentation part for the sponsorship as well as for the funds. So I started from April end or May first week, if I remember. Yeah. So my sponsor was my mom and simultaneously me also because I'm currently working with the company. So it was like a co-sponsor thing. So my mom is working with the service, like with the company, which is related to my field only, like a food, and also she runs a small business from home. So we showed the business certification, then the salary slips of my mom's service, and then the experience letter, and also as well as I attached my employment letter with the incrementation letter, also the salary slips, ITRs for both of us with the computation, and also the extra documents whatever I had with me, like a mutual fund savings or any like other savings. So if I talk about the particular funds I showed in my account, so it is like around I showed 7 lakhs in liquid cash, which was included 5 lakhs of gold loan and
All
2
right.
lakhs of cash savings.
Hmm.
And apart from that, I showed my PF account statement, which I can withdraw anytime. And the second thing was I showed education loan sanction letter of 4 lakhs from the cooperative bank. So it was a sanctioned loan, like it was not a disbursed. So I clearly
Oh.
mentioned in my cover letter each and everything that this is the clause from the bank that once you got the visa approved, your loan will get sanctioned as per the bill payments you have given at that time. And also I mentioned that my mom did the saving or investment in the gold form till now, so that's why we are taking the gold loan. And also the cash saving was also justified in my cover letter. And there was a separate part I read, I wrote in my cover letter, where I've mentioned that I already paid my first installment of the university. Also, I did the payment for my accommodation, flight ticket, insurance. So it is not included in that fund. That is completely different. Also, I mentioned in the amount, like what is the total amount I'm showing and what is not
Mhm.
included in this and that. So I actually I'll just say that I kept my cover letter so on the point, like so real, that everything was there only on the cover letter. So they just have to cross check with the documents that it is included or not. So I
Oh,
just invested my time on making my cover letter so strong that visa officer will not have any question about it.
oh, excellent. So before we discuss about the part of cover letter, you talked about gold loan. So what were the things that you did for that gold loan part? Because there are so many questions coming to us also.
So I just have one suggestion to students. It is not like a legal thing, but from my experience, I will say, if you are taking for a gold loan, so don't take it just like a 10 or 15 days before your visa appointment. See, it's gonna be like 4 lakhs or 3 lakhs, whatever the amount it, but it's gonna be in a lakhs. So I will refer that take at least 1 or 1.5 months, because it's your own gold loan. Then they will
Mhm.
certainly have the question, then why you are keeping like so, like in a so urgent basis. It's your own, then you have it at your home, right? So keep like as a 1 and month before. Anyways, you have to pay
Mhm.
some amount for it interest, but it's worth it really. Just for 1,000 of interest, don't lose your chance to go over there. So keep your gold loan like 1.5 month before, and ask them like that any bank or any the finance you're going, ask
Mhm.
them to attach a valuation certificate where they valuate each and every ornament, like how much gram it is and what is the market value of it. So take that evaluation certificate with the sanction certificate, like it is included that the EMI and what is the interest rate of it. So it is like a beneficial thing for your gold loan, that everything is sorted out. Like it will shows the market value of your gold loan in any case you have to sell it in the future. So it is the good thing.
Oh, great, great. Okay, so as you have discussed that your cover letter was very good and everything was on point. So what are the things that you did in the cover letter?
Yeah, so basically, I parted my cover letter in three form, like the past, present, and future. So in the
Mhm.
past, I wrote like what I did till now, like my bachelor's, my graduation, my employment, and my internship and everything. So it was just like I spent only one paragraph in that, because everything was there in the like the form of documentation. So I kept it that like. And also I in the present form I wrote like why I'm going for Italy. So there is a actually I will say there is an interesting story I had at the time of my college. So I wrote that story, that why I chose Italy. So so it was like a beautiful thing. And also I mentioned that why I chose Unimi in particularly, why the Unimi I wanted to have, because of the courses and subjects. And also that in the future I clearly mentioned that where I want to work, like the company name, where I want to work, and what role I want to be. And even if I started my business, so with whom I want to start and what kind of business I want to start. So I clearly mentioned my future plans in a very clear way. And also I in the like fourth para I mentioned about my whatever the funds and the payments I did till now, like in a INR and everything, and whatever the
Mhm.
like whatever the important part is, I kept it as a highlighted thing. So it is more like I like it didn't accept like a single line. It was like not useful in the cover letter.
Mhm.
I use each and every space, and I write like everything. And actually I made a second page for the cover letter. So it was not a part of cover letter, but I included in that, and where I mentioned each and every document I have given, the list of document I have given. So it
Mhm.
was like a full page. So they'll get to know that which kind of documents she has attached with this whole visa document. And also
Wow.
for the second thing, like with the sponsorship letter on the blank paper, I make one financial justification letter where I mention that how and from where these funds came from on which date. So it is
Wow.
like a very easy to just go through with that dates and just clarify like, "Oh, yeah, this is the fund we have got. This is
Okay,
the
okay,
thing I've."
okay. Nice. It was very detailed planning actually. There were so many
Yeah.
things and you kept it very precise and on point with everything, but the planning part mainly.
Yeah, actually, the key point was like I thought that my funds part is not that promising at that time because the gold
Mhm.
loan thing, because I'm listening lots of things from others. So I thought that I took the gold loan. Apart from that, cash saving is less, and I'm showing only the 7 lakh in the liquid. So just focusing on that negative part, I thought just invest our time to making documents part very strong, so it will be like a better for the visa officer that she has invested her time to making this whole thing happen.
Wow. Great, great. Absolutely. Efforts should
Yeah,
be there, and it's not
effort
just
should
the
be there.
consultant who puts the efforts. It's equal from both the sides.
Yeah, exactly, your effort should be shown from your visa file. That's the thing.
Wow, great, great. So you had two kind of loans, right? Education loan along with gold loan.
Yeah, education loan with the
Wow.
along gold with the minimal cash saving.
Means miracles do happen, and
Yeah.
that thing can be possible. Wow, wow, great, great, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so to go ahead, there are so many things that happen throughout your process. I would like to know more about little challenges that you might have faced because you had gold loan, education loan, and not too much of savings that you have shown. So, what were the things that you want to keep in mind?
Challenging, I will say that when I started for the process, right, I think I started with like last year on the September. So when I started for filing the application for the universities, so in the start of 2024 I got three rejection from the university just because of I did 15 years of education, not a
Mhm.
16th year. So I was so demotivated at that time that nothing is going to happen. But luckily I got acceptance from the Unimi what I wanted for. Like Unimi was like top of the list. So I got acceptance from that, and I haven't in like waste my time waiting for other acceptance. I started with the process, the pre-enrollment and everything. Then I applied for the DOV. I also got my DOV in 4 days because of the clear HRD and everything. So also I will just say, if you start for filing the applications, right, for the university, start with the HRD thing as well, because HRD and apostille things hell of time, like 1 month. So just start for that because it takes time, and also the DOV part. And after giving the DOV, I started for the visa funds, and the only thing is, as I told you, that my funds were not so promising, but I kept each and every documents ready, like the business certificate for my mom, and the salary slips or the increment letter, experience letter, like everything was on paper. So if even they had any questions, it is over
Mhm.
there to answer. So I will say, try to get as much as document, but don't show like too much of thing that it is not there, like a
Okay, relevancy
user.
is important with so many documents that
Relevancy
are
is what
possible.
important. Yeah. And it should be like on point. It's not like that you are getting 10,000, 20,000, like a short entries, and you're getting like a bunch of documents to show.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving ahead after this documentation process as the visa interview itself, the most hectic part for a student. So, how was
Yeah.
your interview? What were the questions and things?
I will say the visa interview is like quite funny for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying quite funny, but it was like a stressful day for me because it was raining in Mumbai heavily at that day. So my visa interview at 9 a.m., but it happened at 11:30 actually, and I was waiting in the queue, and I'm in last in the queue. So I was asking each and every student that what is happening inside. So I got a clarity that what is going to happen inside with me, but I was nervous at that time when I started with the interview. And first half she just asked me like a very basic questions, like what is your age and what you're gonna do and where are you from, like a very basic. But after 5 minutes she went blank, like she was on silent for 2 to 3 minutes. So I
Wow.
went blank that why she is silent at that time, and it's supposed to be like student go, the fumble or
Oh,
it goes like
exactly.
because of the answer. But here the visa interview, like visa officer, what went on silent. I was questioning myself that what went wrong. So after 2-3 minutes of silence, she suddenly started bombarding the questions like who's your role model and like why you choose Italy and what you're gonna do, like what is your long term goals, like short term goals, like the major part. So it was
Mhm.
like a interesting for me. So I literally had, I will say, 14 to 15 questions all around. And when
Wow.
I came back like from the interview room, I was just having thousands of negative, positive, and whatever the thoughts that what went wrong and how it's gonna be, because the visa interview was quite funny and I was like last in queue. Then she was like in rush to complete this interview.
Ah,
So but she was so nice, like whatever the people are thinking, right, the students are thinking that visa interview is going to be so hectic, how they're going to
exactly.
communicate with us and how it's going to be like on a serious thing or what. But it's not like that. They are very polite, they are very simple, they just make you like very comfortable when you are giving the answers. It's just like you have to be on very point, like on the point, that you don't have to give any useless answers of it, and just listen the questions
Okay, okay.
whatever they are asking, and don't forget that what they have asked. You have to just answer the questions very on the point, and just less in words.
Okay, okay. So when did you like apply for the visa and got your response of that? Yes, it's a yes from them.
Yeah, I applied for visa on 15th of July, which was a Monday. I got acceptance, like approval, on 19th of July, which was on Friday, like that
Wow.
week itself. So actually, the university tele credentials was not with me at that time, but I only got the text message from VFS. Yeah, your passport is going to get delivered to your address. So it was not
Mhm.
like a confirm, approval of it. And I was in tension for the whole night that what is it going to be, because I can only see once I got my passport in my hand. So luckily, like I live very near to Mumbai, so by Blue Dart, my parcel delivered to me on the next day itself, like on the Saturday
Okay.
till the afternoon. So my visa in my hand, like in within the 4 days, I think so.
Great, great, great. That was a story itself. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Great, great. Okay, so to move ahead with this part, like you had a lot of experience, a little bit of challenges too. So if I'm
Yeah.
new, completely new to this process, what are the tips that you would give me, or what are the suggestions that you would give me?
Yeah, I will say, see, if you are like very new and you don't know anything about it, it's your first time to apply for anything. First of all, you have to keep faith in the whole process, trust the process, and be confident that you're gonna have the result. Because once you fail to keep that trust and you just like nahi abhi nahi ho payega, then it will be like very hard for you to continue this whole process, because it makes so challenging sometimes, or you it's just keep like checking your patience, because the acceptance is there. You have to prepare the documents, you have to just run for the governmental, the offices and everything, just for a stamp. Then if they don't ask you, they just give you, like send you back to home, and then you have to travel to state offices and everything. So this whole process is like very challenging, and it's just a time taking. And if you're not doing anything, like if you're just sitting at home just waiting for this, so then it will like become very hard. Actually, I'm working at that time, so it was like manageable for me because I'm spending my time at my work. So it was not like that harsh for me. But if you're just like just got graduated and you're just relying on this process, I will say try to do something, invest your time to just upscale yourself for this month, so it will not reflect
Okay,
your
okay.
whole time on this process. And also try to do the documentation part as soon as early, because it takes time, really, as per the state wise. And the financial thing, even though it is mentioned that you have to give 6 months and start with the 3 months of funding, but I will say start as much as early, keep it very real and basic, so it will be easier for the visa officer to understand that you have started early because you know the process and you want to make it happen. So your efforts just shown from this. And if you are going from any consultancy or by yourself, know the process, like what is the process is going to be like after the acceptance, what is the process is going to
Absolutely.
be. Because even they ask you questions related to this, like what happened after the acceptance, like within the how
Ah,
much days we got the acceptance. So just know your process, whatever you are doing.
mm, great, great, great. Okay, so to end this interview, we had a lot of discussion and a lot of useful
Yeah.
points too. So to end
Yeah.
up this interaction here, my last question would be, how was your overall experience with Eurodreams here?
Yeah, actually, I started with Eurodream because of one reason, because I was working, and I was not able to give the 100% to this whole process, right? And I learned from the Google and everything. It is like a hectic process. Like you have to go here and there. Yeah, although I did some stamping part from myself, but the huge part was that applying for the universities. Like we have to apply for the universities, applications are going on, and we don't know the process and everything. So it was like a very smooth process with me. Like the Ria ma'am, Garima ma'am, Ekta ma'am has supported me like wholeheartedly. They were there for me and it was like a very helpful for me, because very easy to handle each and every process, and they were also telling me that what is happening backside. So it
Okay,
was
okay.
like very good. And I will really suggest, if you are busy like with the work and if you don't have any time, consult a good consultancy or an agent whom you can rely, and like get done your things. And even if you
Wow.
want to do by yourself, don't just think that everything will happen very smoothly, because sometimes you become so demotivated and pick up, like process becomes so hectic. You think that
Mm.
just give up on this, just don't give up, because result is going to be very fruitful at the end.
Wow, absolutely. And first of all, a
Yeah.
big thank you for the compliment.
Thank
It
you
was
so
great
much.
hearing to you, and we are really thankful that it helped you. And at the same time, you said the right thing that it takes time. It is about patience. It is about
Yeah.
dedication. You might feel like giving up and everything, but that is where you got to stay at the process, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So to our audience, yes, education loan, gold loan के साथ भी acceptance और visa आ सकता है आपका. That is just a myth, but yes, documentation and process is really important. So I guess we should wind up here. A very big thank you to you, Sally.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Yeah, it was great connecting with you. It was great to have you today. And to our audience, yes, this was all in this interview. Many more to come. For that, subscribe to our channel. And yes, thanks for watching.